Nithyananda everyone, welcome back. Let's now enter into the next segment, which is the glimpses of the glorious past on 1st April. On 1st April 2005, the Supreme Court of Hinduism visited the Microsoft Corporation in Seattle and delivered a discourse to a large gathering titled Intuitive Management and Big Challenges Bring Them On. After the discourse, he interacted with the employees of the organization and gave them the simple Mahamantra meditation technique that they could practice every day. There were hundreds of attendees in person at the fully packed hall at Microsoft Conference Center. The event was also webcast live inside Microsoft Corporation. The attendance was as diverse as Microsoft Corporation and encompassed attendees from many different regions and religions. Swamiji began by explaining how the instinct, the intellect, the intelligent, and the intuition develop. Supreme Founder of Hinduism went over these concepts in order for the delegates to understand the different phases of processing and how we switch from conscious to unconscious. The session ended with Swamiji answering questions from the audience, followed by the Mahamantra meditation. And later that day, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism gave a discourse titled Caterpillar to Butterfly, the Inner Alchemy at the Overlake Conference Center, Overlake Square Mall in Seattle. On 1st April 2006, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, presided over the day one of a meeting celebration from all the volunteers, ministers, and ambassadors of Kailasa in Buckhorn Camp at Idlewild, California. The volunteers, ministers, and ambassadors of Kailasa, together with Swamiji, were organizing the various conventions and the various temple construction works that were happening on parallel worldwide. The disciples danced, ate, and meditated with Swamiji, thus having a glimpse of how the life with the Paramavatar of Paramashiva can be when there is no disruption by the anti-Hindu forces. By spending time with them and initiating them through this all-encompassing space, Swamiji gave them the biggest gift a disciple can crave for, the Guru Bhakti. On 1st April 2007, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism conducted the Atmasmarana Convention in Vancouver, titled Go Beyond Visualization. So let's look at some of the events that took place on that day.
Time itself is nothing but your decision. Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Like somebody is asking why you are going to Cambodia. World's biggest temple is there. 98 square mile built up area. It's a big temple, biggest religious structure on the planet Earth. Like a completely built in stone, built by a king who ruled my native place. From India, they carved the stones and brought it, shipped it to Cambodia and assembled there. It was a huge temple, world's biggest spiritual or religious structure. It's a big temple, Shiva temple. So that is the reason we just wanted to go and see it. It's more a spiritual journey. All right, maybe let's do the process of Vijnanamaya Kosha, next level. By the time I'll finish reading all these things and then answer. This layer is related to visualization. Now you are supposed to go beyond all visualizations. You see, now you are supposed to be taken to a space where your visualization does not have any more hold on you. How? It's my job, don't bother. Just try to come with me, that's all. First, you will feel connected to the space you can visualize, your body. Then this space, this room you can visualize. Feel that you are filling this space. Then this whole area you can visualize. Feel that you are connected to all the spaces which you can visualize. Step by step, I can expand. Include everything step by step. First, your body, then this space, then this area, then this city, then this country, and then this planet Earth, till your visualization loses the idea of you. You can't have the idea of whole if you have the idea of part. If you are stuck with the part, you can't become whole. If you become whole, you will not be part. Just expanding your visualization or the feeling connection to the cosmic level. First, expanding your prana to cosmic prana, your mind to cosmic mind, your Vijnanamaya visualization to the cosmic visualization. Let's work. It's more of my job. All you need to do is just go with me. No sleep. Please tie the ribbon. Sit. Let's start the process. No, pregnant women should not do. Inhale and exhale as slowly as possible.
So in the year 1st April 2008, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, began the day by inaugurating the Nithyananda Youth Center in the Tiruvannamalai. Later that day, Supreme Founder of Hinduism performed the Bhumi Puja, the land of Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala Saranapita, and began the ceremony that would be marking the start of the construction work. When we perform the Bhumi Puja, we offer our oblations to Bhuma Devi before starting construction activities. And during the Bhumi Puja, the foundation stone is also laid, thus the approval of Bhuma Devi. And the gods are sought before digging the land. And with the symbolic placement of the foundation stone, the project begins. On 1st April 2009, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism intercepted and downloaded the Akashic records of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras on a convention under the same name that was held in the city of Montclair, California, USA. So Swamiji expands on intensity leads to enlightenment from the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Let's watch a few minute video clip from that satsang.
The whole thing happened in Ramakrishna's life. Just an ordinary deity, statue. He started seeing it as a god. He was never able to see it as a stone or a statue. And it might have started in a very raw level, but slowly, just because of his very intensity, the whole thing became alive and led him to ultimate enlightenment, removing all the obstacles, guiding itself. He says, when he goes and talks to the Devi, she says, just to teach you the Jivan Mukti, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, I brought him here, go and learn. Then he comes back and says, he is telling me to drop you. He is telling me to kill you, destroy you. She says, yes, do it. Please understand. Anything, when you do it intensely, it's a big question. People come and ask me, if I worship a deity, if I connect with a form of a god, I'll end up only in Savikalpa Samadhi. How will I achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Actually, this fellow is going to achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi tomorrow. There is so much of junk inside. And how many thousands of janmas it is going to take to get out of that junk? Nobody knows. And these guys brag about as if everything is dropped, only this deity is obstacle. Now that is a big problem. That is a big problem with these Vedantis or the intellectuals. In India, villages, I always tell this one example, Indian villages, they burn the dead bodies. They will use a big stick, big bamboo to burn the body. Once the whole body is burned, they will throw that stick also in the same fire, and that also will be burned. Same way, use master's form or God's form to burn the attachment with all other forms. When all other forms attachment is dropped, this form is intelligent enough to disappear by itself or guide you to beyond the formlessness. The master's form or the God's form is intelligent enough to lead you to beyond all the forms and lead you to the very form itself. So Kali says, yes, go beyond my form, cut the form. And I can say that is the moment of ultimate gratitude. Ultimate gratitude. He has liberated you from everything and liberates you from himself also. Liberates you from himself also. And suddenly you will see his form will not be there anymore in your inner space, but you know he is there. He is there. He is there. Intensely present. Intensely present. As long as you feel connected with the form, sometime you will see he is present, sometime you will see he is absent. And you will struggle to feel connected, maintain that feeling connection continuously. You will struggle to feel the connection continuously. When you are able to feel connected to him beyond his form, you are liberated even from that form. You will see suddenly his presence is there intensely, continuously and guiding you, radiating. Actually, the form and formlessness, this whole trouble can be solved with this one sutra. This is one of the biggest trouble. I can say one of the biggest problem happened in India. This Dvaita Advaita, this fight, unimaginable fight. I can say that is one of the biggest problem and responsibility reason for all our problems which happened in India. at least in South India. Dvaita and Advaita, Shankara and Ramanuja philosophies. And they go on and on and on and on. Fight. And if these Advaitis, if they listen to any Vaishnava Kirtan, they just ring the bell in the ears and clean their ears. And if these Advaitis, if they see somebody with Vibhuti or they see some Shiva temple, they go and take bath and clean themselves. Now this goes on. Of course, fortunately not now. Sometime in this fanaticism happens, this happens. In one bookshop, there was one bookshop where the Brahma Sutra, Sankara Bhashya and Ramanuja Bhashya both were displayed. You can say these two books created a lot of good things and a lot of fight. One guy came and asked, one volunteer was standing, what is the difference between Shankara Bhashya and Ramanuja Bhashya? That volunteer said 45 rupees. Understand, that is the difference. That is the difference. With intensity, both can lead you to enlightenment. Without intensity, nothing can be done. With intensity, what you practice is not at all a problem. All you need is intention. There's a beautiful story of a master called Sakya Nayanar. In that 63 Nayanmars, he is on Nayanmar. He was forced and converted into Buddhism in the young age. That time South India, a lot of Buddhist monasteries were there. He was forced and converted as a Buddhist. But somehow he strongly felt connected with Shiva. But he can't worship Shiva. What to do? He has kept on Shivalinga in the garden, in the monastery. Every day morning he will come and throw a stone. Visualizing that stone as a flower, he will throw a stone. If somebody sees and asks, hey, what are you doing? He will say, no, I am only throwing a stone. We should not worship these deities. We should worship only Buddha. That's why I am throwing a stone. And the story says, just by throwing stones, Shiva gave him darshan and gave him enlightenment. He became enlightened. Just intensity. What you do is secondary. How you do is the first thing. Intensity and constant practicing. I tell you, with intensity and constant practicing, you will be guided to the right master, right teaching, right technique, and right enlightenment experience. That's what has happened to Ramakrishna. He was sitting in one place, playing with the deity, and she took care. She saw that enlightened master comes to this place and teaches him and leads him to enlightenment. And Totaburi says, after Ramakrishna became enlightened, I can never imagine, because Totaburi himself was a great intellectual pandit. He says, I can never imagine somebody was worshipping the deity and I am pulled without my knowledge and share this enlightenment, and he became enlightened. He says, through your enlightenment, not only you became enlightened, you taught me a big lesson. You taught me a big lesson. Many times we forget the power of intensity, abhyasa and vairagya. I can say, whatever may be the obstacle you are facing in your spiritual life, spiritual journey, all you need is this one truth, abhyasa, vairagya, intense, constant practice. That's all. You see the great saints' lives. It's not that they have done something big. No. What you do is not the great thing. How you do. The intensity. Understand? When I asked my teacher about this one question, he will make me do all kinds of things. He will ask me to climb the temple pillar, the temple where he was teaching me yoga. He will ask me to climb the pillar by holding the one hand. I'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. When I was very young. When I started studying these books, suddenly I discovered there is no sutra which says climbing the pillar is yoga. And he will torture me, asking me to climb the pillar up and down, up and down. And of course, that helped me in one way. Whenever I don't want to go to school, I'll climb the tree and sit on the tree. See, in the villages, the big problem in Indian villages is very small place. They will send a watchman to every house and bring the kids. You can't escape. So, but this watchman is a very old guy. He can't climb the tree. I'll climb and sit on the tree. He'll never be able to take me to school. And this guy will, my teacher will make me climb that pillar, up and down, up and down. And I read the book, it doesn't say it's yoga. I asked him, what do you mean by making me climb this pillar up and down every day? Nowhere I see this yoga. He made me understand. He gave me an important click. I can say it's a very strong click. He says, with a strong intensity, any movement done brings health. Understand? I can say, this is the basic sutra. A strong click with a strong intensity, any movement done is yoga. I can.
On 1st April 2010, the Supreme Founder of Darshan gave a satsang and expounded on the cosmic principle of the individual awakening. In this talk, Supreme Founder of Hinduism answered the question about the scandals around the living masters and explained why they happen. And during his second big talk, entitled Nithyananda Speaks, Supreme Founder of Hinduism speaks on Parivajaka and Karma.
Dear Ananda, Namaste. Let's see these few questions. Swamiji, we are a little confused because too many people are attacking us in the name of facts and figures, especially about your Parivrajaka life. Did you really live 9 years of Parivrajaka? Please understand, I lived more than 9 years of Parivrajaka. First, you need to understand all my definitions, how I gave the clear definitions on Parivrajaka. First thing, from the age of 12, my spiritual master, teacher, she started training me to go for Parivrajaka and pilgrimage, temples, to yatras and everything. Sometimes alone, sometimes she will accompany, sometimes send me with some sadhus. From the age of 12 till I came and settled in Bididi, 2003. You can say till the age of completion of 25 years. At 26th year starting. When I completed my 25th, that's the time I think we started the ashram, 26 was starting. So from 12 to the 26th beginning, I was spending my time in yatra, Parivrajaka and everything. Of course, the time I spent in school and college, if you deduct, all the other time can be considered as my Parivrajaka. All the time I spent in all monasteries, including Ramakrishna Math, I always said, during my Parivrajaka, I spent my time in Ramakrishna Math in other monasteries. So please understand, I always included my time in Ramakrishna Math as Parivrajaka because I was practicing spiritual sadhanas. And I was practicing many vows of Parivrajaka by not keeping money, not keeping anything personal and living a simple life. Maybe I stayed in some monasteries and studied spiritual practice and all that. Surely that also not so many years as people talk. Sometimes even when I stayed in different monasteries, including Ramakrishna Math, I never used to stay continuously. Sometimes I'll go out on Parivrajaka and come back and stay in different monasteries, different ashrams. This used to happen. Now we are getting more and more, collecting more and more evidences. Then once it is ready, we will publish. In 1995, some people were saying that I was in Ramakrishna Math. In end of the 1995, people have seen me in Omkareshwar. We are getting the documents, evidences when I was in Omkareshwar at some point, and different things. Now we are collecting the evidences and we will present. So, if you look, surely I spent in my Parivrajaka and Tapas and wandering and spiritual studies more than 9 years. That's all I can say. This all put together only I call it as Parivrajaka. And I have clarified this earlier many times. Many times I said, during my Parivrajaka I stayed in Ramakrishna Math and other monasteries. And so, please understand, I spent more than 9 years in Parivrajaka. And in India, we don't go to schools and all so regularly. And schools are also not whole 365 days. In India, every year, at least more than 150 days, half of the year will be holiday. Some government holiday or religious festival, some are this summer vacation, this quarterly vacation, this way, that way. And even if there is regular school, I won't be attending. I usually don't attend school regularly. Then even during this polytechnic, every semester you will have holiday. I just go and spend. She always used to send me and Parivrajaka here and there, temples and monasteries and all these places. I used to be with the sadhus and swamis and all that time. And after that left and spent some time in Ramakrishna Math. And then left and continued my Parivrajaka till 2003, means 25th year completed. So if you see the whole thing, 12 to 26 beginning, and deduct my time, school days, the days I spent in school and the little time I spent in the polytechnic, everything else is Parivrajaka only. So I have said about this many times earlier. The problem is, when I say all these things, it's the truth. And these people try some way to create some, they pick up different statements here and there and try to make their meanings out of it. That's all.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
That karma goes. I
Yes. On 1st April 2011, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, expounded on the 141st Sutra on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in which Patanjali was describing the power of mind reading. And in this, verbally able to understand ourselves means when we look inside us to just know the thoughts which are flowing in us. Because we can have only that much understanding about Ishvara, only that much understanding about world. Supreme Founder of Hinduism explained that if you are not even able to have a verbal understanding about what is going on inside ourselves, naturally we will not understand what is going on outside with others. And what will we understand what is going on with Ishvara, cosmos? Swamiji further shared that Ishvara respects you when you respect yourself. On 1st April 2012, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism visited the Hyderabad Sri Puram Saranya Peetham Adinam. The Supreme Founder of Hinduism had a meeting with all the Adinavasis, attending their questions and providing his healing and support in all matters. Later that day, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism conducted the annual and health convention in the city of Hyderabad, where he initiated delegates in breaking all their internal self-constructed obstacles and patterns that were inhibiting them to manifest their life in its highest frequency and potential. Running parallel on that day and under the direct instruction of Supreme Founder of Hinduism, the Ramnavami celebrations were conducted in Adi Kailasa, Bangalore, Adinam.
My third birthday, I was 3. Usually in the young, I'm born and brought up in a village, Thiruvannamalai, Ramana Maharshi's place. Now it is a little kind of a town, but in those days it was a village. I'm talking about 35 years before, one generation before. So it was a village. Usually in the villages, all the family people will give money for the kids during birthday and all these auspicious days. And I was born in a giant family where 87 people lived together. Just few days before for my biography I calculated, 87 people lived in one house. The house is 80,000 square feet. 80,000 square feet house and 80,000 square feet ground. There was little, some parts had a double story, but all other 86,000 square feet ground floor. So, huge giant family. Naturally, aunt, uncle, cousin, each one came and gave 1 rupee, 2 rupee. Those days 1 rupee means it's equivalent to now, you can say 100 rupee or 1000 rupee. So I had one kerchief where all the money was there. I was sitting and my father asked me, what are you going to do? I said, what to do with it? I asked him back, what to do with it? He said, you can buy whatever you want. I said, I wanted only a Ganesha and you already gave me. He gave me one Ganesha. If you read my biography, the Ganesha who ate food, that Ganesha only, still is there in the ashram. And I want only one Ganesha, you gave me already Ganesha. I don't need anything more. Then he asked me, you don't want this money? I said, no, I don't need. He said, then you can give it to anybody you want. All my brothers and cousin brothers, sisters, all of them were playing there. I screamed, called them, saying that, hey, whoever wants this money, please take it. First, actually, I thought all of them will come and pick up little. But one of my elder brother is very strong guy. He came and took the whole thing. Then my father interfered. And he said, hey, you told me, no, tell him to share with everybody. Call everybody and give equally. I looked at him and said, I don't need. Whoever takes it, what is there for me? Leave it. I tell you, this is my first experience with the money. This is exactly the pattern still I am living. And I also wanted to tell you, any project I want to do, money comes. Simply it comes. All I need to do is tell that I am going to do. Now today morning I said, and I am going to build an hospital. I tell you honestly, now I don't have money. But I will tell you, next time when I come, I will be announcing. Money has come, we are building the project. I just know. See, money is simply extension of your understanding about you. Your strength on you. Your strong.
On 1st April 2013, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the Day 20 of the Enlightenment Convention. And during that day's presidential address, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism expanded on how the principle of authenticity transforms the reality of life. What we experience as reality is only possibility. And if we have a positive experience, it is a preview of better events yet to come. If you have a negative experience, that also shows the potential for worse events in the future. When we bring authenticity to our lives, we open ourselves to the highest possibilities. Authenticity strengthens and rejuvenates us, blessing us with abundant energy and tirelessness. As part of the inner awakening, Swamiji conducted one of the most ancient Hindu rituals known as Maheshwara Puja, which is offered in the remembrance of a person who is no more. So that the departed soul rests in peace, the real peace that the soul can experience is the peace of enlightenment. On 1st April 2016, the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam conducted the day 18 of the Inner Awakening Convention. As part of the Inner Awakening, the delegates received the most sacred Vidya Homa for the benefit of all his disciples and the delegates of the Inner Awakening Convention. The Sanskrit term Upanishad from Upa by and Ni Sad sit down translates to sitting down near, referring to the student sitting down near the teacher while receiving the spiritual knowledge. On 1st April 2017, the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism conducted the day one of the intense 2-day transformational program called Be Your Own Boss, in which Swamiji beautifully expounded on how to live a rich life and manifest everything we want by changing our cognition about self and wealth. Neither our ideas about being your own boss are right, nor are they wrong. Whatever ideas about being your own boss are making us joyful, they also empower us. If we choose to be our own boss, being a worker is too hard, it will lead to being a poor man's idea of rich man. So I'm just share the feeling of being empowered matters. When we choose out of empowerment, we will make ourselves a success. Swamiji further explained that our cognitions create your reality. Understanding what we want is the foundation. It's a basic necessity, and our cognitions are created by our understanding. If we don't have what we want in life, now we should look in and see what do we actually want. And if we don't have the clarity about what we want, will not be the same to manifest.
Working for somebody is the worst crime you will do to yourself. Do not do that crime. Do not abuse yourself by working for somebody. Be your boss. People come and tell me, time is money, Swamiji. Fool, time is life. The lie you have been taught by the bosses is time is money. No, time is life. Either you spend your life to fulfill your dreams or somebody will hire you to fulfill theirs. Be your boss. I tell you, you will understand how much consciously you have grown by being your boss. You will feel blessed that you lived your life. Do what you like and put your energy into your time. You will be successful. You will be celebrating what you are doing. What you are doing will celebrate you.
On 1st April 2018, the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism initiated on this day hundreds of delegates into the Shiva Diksha at the Kalbhairava Yogam program at the Bangalore Adinam. And today, day one of the most awaited Mahasudasham program, where several enriching activities where delegates from around the world were able to witness the demonstration of the authentic Nithyananda Yoga for manifestation by trained acharyas, as well as sacred dances by the Rudrakanyas of the Nithyananda order, and much more. And around the world in the Western Hemisphere, at the Toronto and Los Angeles Adinam, devotees offered sacred Tirumanjalam to the Lord Venkateshwara Deity and celebrated as well the auspicious occasion of Hanuman Jayanti. In the east, in the sacred town of Tirunamalai, South India, the hometown of Supreme Pandu of Hinduism, organic sattvic food was prepared and given to hundreds Annadan on the full moon day, Purnima, which is customary at the Nithyananda Pidam, Tiruvannamalai. And in Malaysia, Annadan was also given to pilgrims visiting the very popular and sacred Batu caves dedicated to Lord Subramania and enriched many through various enriching activities.
Saurasana.
प्रसार्यैकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्
Matsyasana.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत् कूर्पराभ्यां शिरो वेष्ट्य मत्स्यासनं तु रोगः
Vrikshasana.
वामोरुमूलदेशे
Expressed in the form of Vrikshasana.
Night. The Annamalayar devotees received Annadan, free sattvic organic food and refreshments at the Nithyananda Peetham Tiruvannamalai. Sannyasis and volunteers offered arti to His Holiness Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami before beginning the Annadan, feeding thousands of people who were circumambulating around the sacred Arunachala hill on the occasion of Purnami. Disciples of Paramahamsa Nithyananda also offered Akashic reading in the presence of His Holiness Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami in the form of the Pratiksha Murti. The Nithyananda Malaysia Sangha also offered Annadan to the visitors visiting the Batu Caves. The Batu Caves is one of the most popular Hindu shrines in Malaysia. This shrine is dedicated to Lord Muruga. The local Sangha constantly blesses the visitors with food, darshans, and other enriching activities.
Whatever you experience as reality is only possibility. Do not ever think the reality you are experiencing is reality. No. It is just possibility. Whatever you cherish in your heart, secret chambers of your heart, you attract that, you manifest that. you make that into your reality.
Upcoming
In the year 2020, 1st April, the Supreme Council of Hinduism conducted the Day 13 of the Paramashivoham Level 2 Convention. And on this day, the Supreme Council of Hinduism elaborated on what is a Timali, and Swamiji explained that the Timali is a fundamental component, the path leading to the space of Advaita, bringing us to a space of completion and non-duality. The auspicious Venkateshwara Tirumandana Seva and Sri Ramanavami Archana was performed in Adi Kailasa in Vitam, Bangalore, India. Swamiji worked further on raising the consciousness of the delegates by bestowing them with the Surya and Navagraha Darshan for the day, contributing to over 108 humanitarian causes of Sri Kailasa, Uniting Nations, Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu University, marked that as a season 1, day 13 of the Paramashivoham. One of the major highlights of Kailasa contributions through this convention is power manifestation. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the glimpses of the glorious past. So we hope that you all enjoyed being part of the session. And now let's get ready to receive the darshan of Supreme Council of Hinduism. We'll now be entering into the meditation. I request everyone to sit straight, their eyes closed, be in the meditative state to receive the blessings of Supreme Council of Hinduism.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham